Hello and welcome to your first video lesson about the giver. Today I would like to talk with you about the society in the giver. Before we stopped at school, you remember that we talked about this sheet, the community, and I hope you filled it in and you also worked on your reading log so you know what the novel is about. And today I would like to talk to you about the society, and then we're going to talk a bit about the characters, and in another video I will try to teach you how to write a characterization. So today it's all about the society in the giver, and you may have seen that on Moodle I've put a worksheet called Worksheet Societies, and this is a worksheet you should have a look at now. I also have it here, so either you download it from Moodle and print it out, but you don't have to. You can also look at it while listening to me. So here you can see the worksheet, that's the first part, and that's the last part of it. And we will now have a look at that together. What I would like you to do is to come up with some ideas what to put in here. So concepts means, for example, in both our societies, in our society today, or in our community, as it says here, we have a concept of equality, what equality means to us. And in the same way, there is an idea in Jonas' community. So also Jonas's community has some ideas about equality and what equality means to them. So I will help you with this first idea here. So what are you supposed to write down? The idea is that you think about equality in our community. So what are our ideals in our community about equality? Yeah, I think that's pretty straightforward. We believe that everyone is equal. No matter what their gender, ethnicity, sexuality, belief, or ability is, or skin color, or whatever. That's our idea. So we also believe that there is an individual. So there's individuality. That's Individualität in German. So we believe that every person has his own individuality, that every person is special the way he or she is, and there's no one is better than the other, but we're all allowed to have certain characteristics and we're all individuals. Now, on the other hand, in Jonas's community, it is a bit different, because here equal does not actually mean that you're an individual, so you're equal in whatever you are, but everyone is equal because they're actually the same. There's no real difference between the people. Okay, there are different genders, boys and girls, but and they have different professions. Some of them are carers, or they work at schools or wherever, but basically the people are all the same. Especially you can see that there's no disability. All the old people are put in homes and are released, whatever that means, probably killed. So there's no individual way of living. Everybody has to live in these family units. Everybody has to have two children who are not their own. And so everybody is in a way equal, but they are actually the same, so they are not individuals. This is what you can put here. So we have no individuality in Jonas's world. So that's the basic idea of the worksheet. And I would like you to fill in the rest of the worksheet. Yeah, so come up with some ideas. Our community, family. So what kind of families do we have? How our families build? What kind of different families are there? And also try to find out what is the meaning of families. Yeah, this is what always this little arrow here means, der kleine Pfeil. Ja, man soll sich dann immer überlegen, was das dann bedeutet. And what about Jonas's community? Well, I've already told you some things. What kind of family have they got? Yeah. What about education? Have a look at the novel again and think about what is education like in our world, and what is actually the purpose of education. Yeah, what is the meaning of education in our world? Was ist unser Ziel? What is the aim of education? And what is the aim of education in Jonas' world? Think a bit about nature, and also hear what nature is for, or what is the effect of that. And this is maybe a bit more difficult, the last part. Think a bit about the political system. So what kind of political system do we have? A democracy, hopefully. And what kind of political system is there in Jonas' world? Right, so please try to fill in this worksheet now. And when you're finished, I will show you a solution. I will show you like what you could have got out of the novel and what kind of ideas you could have written down. And we will have a look at that together then. The solution is also on Moodle, so if you're having problems coming up with ideas, you can of course have a look or have a peek and check to help you with some of the ideas. Okay, back again. You can see the solutions here. They are also on Moodle. Yeah, you can have a look at the solutions and what I've written down. Maybe you've got different ideas, and your ideas, they're not necessarily wrong just because they're different. But you can just check what the ideal way of filling in the sheet would have been. If you have any questions now, if there are things you do not understand, yeah, you should write down these questions. You can put them on Moodle and we will talk about them in the Zoom conference if you like. Ja, alle Fragen, die ihr jetzt habt, weil irgendwas noch nicht klar ist, könnt ihr aufschreiben, auch ins Moodle schreiben, und dann können wir in dem Zoom-Meeting darüber sprechen. As a next step, we will come back to one of the worksheets you've already worked on. That's M13 character casting, creating a character poster. And you were asked to decide on one of the characters and come up with some character traits. So what is your character like? And I would now like to share with you a solution of that, depending on which character you chose. There are many solutions now. You will also find the solution sheet on Moodle, so you can check for yourself, or you can check with me while we're doing that here. I will now show you the solution sheet and we will go through one of the solutions so you have an idea how this works. Okay, so here at the top you can, for example, see the solutions for Fiona. Fiona, she's 11 to 12 years old. She's red-haired. She's Jonas' friend. She's the caretaker of the old. And one of her character traits is she's caring and warm-hearted. Ja, das ist eine Charaktereigenschaft, a character trait in English. A character trait, we call that. Like this, ein Charakterzug. Oder eine Charaktereigenschaft. Caring and warm-hearted. She has a sense of fun, and here are some examples given for that in the text. She's gently and tenderly washes the elderly and helps them in their daily routine. Some more examples. She has caretaking skills, which you can see page 46. She's sensitive, gentle, lovely, wants to spend time with Jonas. Jonas thinks that Fiona loves the old. She's modest and reliable. This is another character trait, and now some examples of that are given, and it is explained. She's punctual and eager to learn and study her new duties and methods. Okay, this is here twice. Or there's another example of that. She's efficient and hardworking, calm and diligent, a good student, and so on and so on. So you can always see there is a character trait mentioned, like caring and warm-hearted. Then this is explained. Yeah, she has a sense of fun, explains that she's caring and warm-hearted. And then there's evidence given. Evidence means beweis, beleg in the text, where you can find that. Yeah, so basically you have the character trait, an explanation, and the evidence in the text. Yeah, evidence means ein Beleg im Text. So a quotation, ein Zitat. And this always works the same. You always have the trait, an explanation, and the evidence. We will come back to that later. Here you can see, you can see Asha, yeah, descriptions, character traits, examples for that, and so on and so on. The same for mother and father. And depending on which character you worked on, you can now check if you've got the same, if you've got different things, or you can add character traits that you didn't find for your character. Okay, so this was your first video lesson on characters and the society. I hope you've checked all your work, and we will go on with the next video on characterization, and we will have a look at how to actually write a characterization and how to find character traits in the text. Good.